conjunction with the Marist Center for Sports Communication, the results of the first of what we hope will be many Real Sports Marist polls to come. For years, we here at Real Sports have focused a lot of attention on what scientists believe is the link between concussions and long-term brain damage among football players, a link that many at the highest levels of the game still refuse to acknowledge. Against that backdrop, we have long wondered how the public's awareness of that link might impact the game's future, both in terms of participation and viewing enjoyment. In both cases, the numbers compiled by the poll are revealing. At our request, the experts associated with the renowned Marist poll asked a cross-sampling of American adults if they had heard or read about the link between football-related concussions and long-term brain damage. A whopping 86% said they had heard at least something about the link, with 55% claiming they'd heard a good amount or even a great deal. Given what they had heard or read, poll respondents were then asked if what they had learned had made them less likely to allow their children to play football, and 33% said it had. That might help explain why so many youth football programs are in decline. The National Sporting Goods Association has reported a drop in participation in tackle football of nearly 13% in just the past 2 years. Perhaps not surprisingly, awareness of the concussion crisis, or the lack thereof, broke somewhat along educational and economic lines. Adults earning less than $50,000 a year were more than twice as likely to have heard nothing at all about the problem than those earning more. Similarly, those without college degrees were far more likely to have heard nothing at all about the issue than those who had graduated college, which suggests the information may not be getting to those who need it most, since the numbers also raise the possibility that in the years to come, football could increasingly become a game played by the poor for the enjoyment of everyone else. Finally, respondents were asked about the extent to which their knowledge of the concussion brain damage link affected their enjoyment of football. Among self-described fans of the game, 14% said that they now find watching football less enjoyable because of their awareness of what it may be doing to the players. Now, 14% may not sound like much, but given, for example, a typical Super Bowl viewing audience of over 100 million people, that translates to over 14 million viewers who may now be thinking twice about tuning in. Enough, one would think, to give both those who run football and TV networks reason to pause. Given the game's current popularity, the prospect that the game will lose its preeminent place in the culture may seem a long ways off. But then again, it wasn't that long ago that the sports that dominated the headlines were boxing, horse racing, and track and field. And that's our show for this evening. For all of the good folks here at Real Sports, I'm Bryant Gumbel. Thank you so very much for being with us. And good night.